Welcome to the Future Lab. I'm your host, Matthew. Today, we're diving into a groundbreaking research paper detailing AlabOS, a new workflow management framework for autonomous laboratories. This is a vital area because as AI and robotics transform scientific research, robust software is critically needed to manage the increasingly complex automated systems we're seeing emerge. We'll be exploring AlabOS design, its capabilities, and its potential impact on the future of materials discovery. Interestingly, even this episode's script was AI-assisted, a great example of the technology we're discussing. Our roadmap for today is straightforward. We'll begin with a high-level overview of AlabOS, then delve into the technical details, explore its real-world applications, and finally wrap up with the key takeaways. So let's get started. The heart of this research is AlabOS, developed by Fei et al. Their paper, AlabOS, a Python-based configurable workflow management framework for autonomous laboratories, directly addresses the bottlenecks in managing complex experiments in automated labs. The problem, as many researchers know, is that existing software struggles to keep up with the increasing complexity of autonomous systems. AlabOS is presented as a solution specifically designed for materials synthesis and characterization, a field ripe for automation. The real innovation here is AlabOS's configurable workflow model, allowing for parallel task execution. This is a game changer, right? Because it drastically reduces the time it takes to complete experiments, and therefore speeds up materials discovery. Think about it, traditionally, steps in an experiment happen one after another. AlabOS lets you run multiple tasks concurrently, as long as there are no dependencies, significantly shortening the overall process. And the results are impressive. The paper reports that AlabOS successfully managed over 3,500 experiments in the A lab over a year and a half. That's a real-world demonstration of its effectiveness. Now that we have a high-level overview, let's dive into the technical details of how they achieve this. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of AlabOS's design. At its core, it uses a manager-worker architecture. This means you have multiple task actors, each responsible for a single task within the overall experiment. These actors work concurrently, allowing for that crucial parallel processing we discussed. But how does it all coordinate without chaos? That's where the central resource manager comes in. It dynamically assigns lab equipment, furnaces, robotic arms, characterization tools, to the different tasks as they become available. It's like a smart air traffic controller, preventing conflicts and maximizing the efficiency of the entire lab. The workflow itself is organized as a directed acyclic graph, or DAG. This is a powerful way to represent task dependencies, which tasks need to be completed before others can start. It ensures that everything happens in the right order, even when multiple things are happening at once. Data management is handled through MongoDB, a flexible NoSQL database. This is perfect for storing experimental data, tracking resource usage, and monitoring the status of each task. This database acts as the central nervous system of the whole system, keeping everything synchronized. And for the humans? AlabOS features a user-friendly web-based interface with APIs, and a smart notification system. This lets users submit experiments, monitor progress, and receive alerts if something goes wrong, like a piece of equipment malfunctioning. Building AlabOS wasn't without its hurdles. The researchers had to overcome the substantial challenges of integrating physical hardware and software, and ensuring robust error handling to make sure the system is reliable. But the payoff is substantial. They chose Python for the framework because of its wide accessibility and ease of use for the scientific community. This accessibility is key to making it broadly useful and facilitating further development by other scientists. Now, let's transition to how all this translates into real-world applications. Because while the technical details are impressive, it is important to examine how all of this translates into real-world usage. The implications of AlabOS go far beyond just materials science. The core principles, efficient workflow management and parallel processing, are broadly applicable to any field requiring high-throughput experimentation. The system's ability to seamlessly integrate diverse lab equipment, regardless of the control protocols used, is a huge advantage. It means researchers can automate multiple stages of a scientific process, saving time and resources. Think of the impact on drug discovery, for instance. AlabOS could significantly speed up the process of testing new drug candidates, potentially leading to faster development of life-saving medications. And in materials science itself, AlabOS has the potential to revolutionize research and development. The ability to synthesize and characterize materials much more quickly opens the door for exploring a vastly larger chemical space, leading to exciting new discoveries. The broader impact is in increasing the efficiency of automated labs in general. AlabOS moves us closer to the fully autonomous, 24/7 lab, a lab that never sleeps. This is a future where robots conduct experiments around the clock, vastly accelerating the pace of scientific discovery. It's not just about faster research though, it's also about enabling entirely new types of research that were previously impossible due to time constraints. The paper makes this future seem significantly more attainable. AlabOS is definitely advancing the field of self-driving laboratories. This research is a giant leap towards a future where AI plays a central role in guiding and accelerating scientific exploration. Let's now summarize the key takeaways from this fascinating research. So, to wrap things up, let's recap the key findings about AlabOS. This powerful new framework truly tackles the challenge of managing increasingly complex AI-driven experiments in autonomous labs. The researchers cleverly address this challenge by implementing parallel task execution, ensuring efficient resource allocation, and designing a streamlined system for human-machine interaction. This combination makes all the difference, and the real-world results speak for themselves. AlabOS successfully orchestrated thousands of experiments, proving its effectiveness and setting a new standard for autonomous lab management. That's a powerful demonstration of its capabilities. The future implications are particularly exciting. AlabOS's flexible design is poised to open up a world of new possibilities for researchers across numerous scientific disciplines. In essence, this research demonstrates a significant step toward truly autonomous laboratories, labs that can operate efficiently and effectively with minimal human intervention. The possibilities this unlocks are immense. That's all the time we have for today's episode of the Future Lab. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to check out our show notes for links to the AlabOS code and the research paper itself. Until next time, stay curious.